Hi guys. No, long time no see. Uh, I was actually invited to share a little bit of what's going on with me, so I'm doing this. I'm sharing today without really connection to the transits, but it's not true because it's always connected to the transits. I had my birthday on Friday, and I I had this calling to arrange a meeting of few of my little community in Israel. We were going through a very interesting session. I mean, I was delivering this session of energetic healing calibration. It's part of the EMF balancing technique thing that I'm practicing. Very, very powerful calibration, energetic calibration and healing process. And there is this kind of part of this technique that is done in groups. And I had this calling to do this transformative process with people that want to come and begin the new year in a different way. It's a very, very transformative technique, healing energy. And I never did this before with my human design community. And that was part of what's going on with me, that I'm being open to many things and to synthesis of things. This is a technique that I practice since 2001, and only the last year I got back to using all kind of tools that I had before the experiment. I think I already shared with you that when I began the human design experiment, I actually withdrew from most of the things I did before. And I think it was very, very accurate for me to do, but it's not anymore, of course. And everything I do now, I do differently because I'm so different, and I'm so, I feel blessed that I have all these beautiful tools, and I also have myself, truly myself, to use them and enjoy them differently and get the benefits of them differently. So, to make a long story short, I arranged this, me and a manifesto friend that, of course, initiated this process. We had this gathering and people came. We were 9 people, and it was so interesting to see again my own statistics in my community. In these 9 people, 4 manifestors, 3 projectors, and 2 manifesting generators. It was very, very interesting to see that. The proportions, no general, no homogenized statistics, even in the types, of course. And it was very, very interesting to experience such a very, very different meeting between people, because I have done a few groups before, and I'm talking about the live groups that you can really feel in the aura things. But what was very strong in these groups that I used to have, that the mental part was very strong, and there was this urge or this pressure to deal with the details and to talk about the designs and the details of the designs, and it was so different this time, because people came, and it's true that they came to something that is different than human design, but all of them are in human design. Some of them are very deep in the experiment, some of them are new, but they're all serious about it. But what we could feel, all of us, is that there was a flow of energy, that there was just people got to know each other as people, not as your manifestor, your projector. Of course, the energy played itself in according to types. It was so beautiful. According to types, you could see how the projectors were talking, and then the manifestors came and took them, called them out, and the generator. Everything moved according to the energy, and it was so correct and so flowing, and there was nothing felt awkward, no embarrassment, no weird energetic traffic jams. It was so smooth, that's the word, smooth, and I could feel, and I think it has a lot to do with this energetic work that I do with myself, and all the things that I'm doing this year that are so different than before. I think that the soul inside, the real being that is inside the mechanics showed itself there. I mean, it was like the energy is bigger than the mechanics. Now, the mechanics, the aura mechanics can't change, and we don't want it to change, and we don't want to forget it. But when you live your design, your aura mechanics, everything is natural. It's natural. Your behavior, your energetic, your mechanic behavior is natural. So when you are in a group of people that everyone there is correct, then there is no resistance. That's the word I think I was looking for. There's no resistance. It's like everything is flowing, and people can really see inside. And I'm not talking only as a projector. I think I felt it from all the people. Differently, of course. Everyone is different, and type, we know the type is very important, but still, when I think that there is the moment that you stop being mental about it, and then there's a breakthrough. Well, it must be my reflection, because that's the place that I'm being now. That's my place now, of this breakthrough through the knowledge. The knowledge is with me. I use it. I think it's brilliant. I think it's a must. I think it's important. But it doesn't end there. Life doesn't end there, just begins there. So it's very strong. And this last year that I'm going through, this really roller coaster of transformational events and lessons and reflections, and everything is very, very accelerated. I'm just now exactly in the middle of my 7th year, and wow, this is the most amazing year I've had in the experiment. It's very, very accelerated, as I said, and very meditative, and it's like I touch the hardcore of my conditioning. It's like so many things moved and dissolved and improved and whatever. So now I'm working on touching the hardcore of the conditioning that really, things from birth that are actually, that rule everything, because in the beginning we think that we have a problem in this and this and this and this and this, but then the deeper we dig and the deeper we dive, we get to one thing or a few things that, of course, connect with parents, with our birth, with our childhood, with our very early childhood. And these energy blocks affect everything. And they create the not-self strategies of the open centers and blah, 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 everything we know. So I think that it's like life puts me in front of these things, and because I'm very determined and I have no other way, I'm a spiritual warrior, no way, I just don't have any other way to, I can't, there's no detour for me, so I face these things, and it's very difficult, very challenging, and very rewarding. So I can't say that this year is bad. No, it's amazing. It's amazing. I've opened wounds and healed things that I didn't even know they're there. That was so deep. And I'm on this journey, but it's very, very, very intensive. So it's beautiful, it's joyful, it's exciting, difficult, challenging, sometimes very sad, deeply depressing sometimes. But, you know, I also ride on my wave, so I'm discovering my inner strength, which is, wow, stronger and powerful than I even imagined. And I think that I see this in a few people around me that also are a few years in the experiment. They become more and more, how do I say that? Stronger and stronger. The trust is evolving and being more and more significant. And yes, if we go all the way, which is my way, I don't have another way. If I go all the way, then I can just expect that the 8th year will be even greater. So I don't know, but it was, I think this group meeting was a very, very good reflection for me to see that my vibration really, really changed, and people around me are changing, because everything is my mirror, so I can see that. And I also think that my channel of community, the only channel of mine that I always, didn't really like or get, I think the design of a part seeking a whole, I think that I'm beginning to recognize that I have my whole, my community that was gathered around me all these years, and my network, yes, my human design, or even it's not only human design now, but my human network really is being more and more aware, more and more self-loving and human-loving, and more mutative, more empowered. And this is this was a really blessed birthday gift for me. And it also showed me the essence and the flavor of the year that begins now, that will be a year of groups. I will begin working with groups, which I did before, but just a little. And invitations are all over, and I feel totally invited and totally empowered and supported by my community. And of course, this is the energies that I want to give back. So it's like a figure 8, never-ending story. You give, you receive. So I can feel the balance now, and that's it. That's what's going on. I have a lot of lessons of love. I'm a vessel, and I'm a vessel in my Chiron. So a lot of variations of love lessons, which I'm going to every class. I'm not missing any class. So this is where I am, and I'm of course working on the rave new year to come, which is amazing, and it will be finished soon. And I will release it to the world soon, of course, and I will see you in all kind of sharings, transits or not transits, or outer transits or inner transits. I will be there for you, and I invite you to share with me whatever you like. And that's it. So happy birthday for me. Happy New Year for all the world. And in about 4 weeks from now, we are going to have our Human Design New Year. So we are celebrating all over. Love you. Thank you. Bye-bye.